Hello everyone, it's Jan, and today we're going to do a quick update on the tier list. It's going to be very simple. I'm not going to show any footage of the hero, anything like crazy like the first tier list, so if you want to watch the tier list before, I highly recommend it. So at least you'll have a good idea of what the hero does. But today we're just going to do a quick update because there has been some changes in the last few updates, so hero like direct buff and nerf, or just like general change in how the hero works. And this, well, changes the tier list a lot. And we also like discovered some more synergy. We also closer to the late game, so it's easier to see which hero are better in the late game or better in the early game. So yeah, it's just going to be a quick update. Again, a disclaimer, I said it in my last tier list and I'm going to say it again. All the heroes are pretty good. All the heroes have their strength, all the heroes have their weaknesses, all the heroes are very well balanced. So don't take this tier list like as at full value. Like, it's not an absolute tier list. It's just to give an idea on what the hero does, on what I think they're in the meta right now. Some heroes are better in the early games, so some heroes are better in the late games, some heroes are better depending on where you are right now. And everyone will experience different things with different heroes. So, like I said, don't take this tier list like full cash. Just watch it, take what you want in it. You'll have like a better understanding of all the heroes, and you'll be able to better choose your team and who you want to work with. So, without further ado, just start directly the tier list. So first of all, Saito. Okay, since the last update, well, the April update, Saito has been a little bit nerfed, and I see a lot of people freaking out about it. Like, oh no, Saito is Saito still good? Is he like, did he fall out of the meta because he's been nerfed? And a lot of things like that. And I'm going to say right now, no. Saito has not fallen off. Saito is not less good than before. He's super strong, and he's still super strong. The thing is that Saito before was kind of like in the S+ tier, right? It was just such a must-have. Like, you cannot not build a Saito. It was just so strong. And what the developer did is, one of the nerfs they did on Saito is just like to prevent. It's more of like a preventing nerf. And what I'm talking about is the 9-star nerf. So basically, that was one of the nerf. Saito's last ability makes him invincible once he's dropping to 1 HP, which is a very strong ability because Saito is a healer. He heals himself, and he also like steal the enemy's defense, which makes him do more damage and heal even more. So the fact that he can be invincible when he's dropped to 1 HP, it gives him the time to finally do his ultimate, steal the damage reduce, become way tankier, and deal more damage to heal back up. That's why his third ability is so important. And before the update, the 9-star, what was going to give him is 5 extra seconds. So instead of being invincible for 5 seconds, it was going to make him invincible for 10 seconds. So what did the update do? It just dropped down to 8 seconds, which is still a lot. It's still very good. It's just a little bit less of what it could have been. But nobody has at 9-star Saito, so nobody should care about this one. Well, in the future, like, you can care for the future, but I do still think that the 3 extra seconds is huge. The second nerf was his ultimate. So in the level 3 upgrade here, before the duration was increased to 10 seconds, now it's increased to 8 seconds, like the invincible ability. Again, I don't think this makes Saito worse than before. Like, yes, worse, but like not that much. He's still very strong. So that's why if Saito before was in S+ tier, now he's in S tier. It's still a must-have in my opinion. Right after, Colt is there. Colt is just like so good. He just like teleport everywhere, just spam ultimate. He does so much damage. He can like dodge attack, and it's just all around very strong. He's still in the S tier. Dimitra S tier 2, she's a must-have. Best healer in the game, best support hero. She just keep your team alive. She keep your Saito alive to make sure he can do his active and your tank. And yeah, she's a must-have. Ira's moved up to S tier. With Saito, those two are the best tank in the game. While Saito is very strong against Hira because the strength of Ira is her damage reduce. She has a lot of damage reduction, but since Saito can steal it, well, Saito is very good against her, but Ira has an ability that is also pretty good against Saito. And the ability is to be able to silence. Here. When she taunts an enemy, the enemy silence. He cannot use ability nor ultimate, which is very good against Saito. The two together work so well together. I do think that those 4 S tier hero are part of probably the best team in the game. I do really think so. And for the 5th hero, well, there's a lot of choice you can make. Ornata and Rosen are both A tier. They're both really strong damage dealer. They both do so well. Rosen might be a little bit better than Ornata, like in the average situation, so like in arena and dungeon, etc. But Ornata is better in the tunnel because she has healing. So if you go check Ornata, whenever she deals dead blow on enemy, she heals, and when you're late game, she heals up to 20% plus another 10% here. So she heals 30% of her health every time she kills an enemy, and she does a lot of damage, so she heals pretty quickly. Yeah. So Ornata is really good in the tunnel, because the tunnel, like, your heroes needs to survive, because like the damage your hero take follow through with the other waves. So yeah, Ornata is really good in the tunnel. Rosen is just such a good damage dealer. Rosen is at his peak once he's 8 star, and the reason is this talent here. His bounce radius is increased by 2. So what happened with Rosen is his damage is area of effect, right? Well, not really, but it deals more damage the more target he hits with his ultimate. And the fact that at 8 star he hit within 5 range, he's just going to hit all the enemy's heroes, which is like their 5 heroes, and each strike deals an additional 50% damage, which is super strong. If you ever went against 10 star Rosen in the Curse Tower, he does so much damage, it's crazy. He can really easily kill like the enemy support hero. Also, like if you have a 10 star Rosen in the tower, he will kill your Dimitra. He's very strong at 8 star plus. So yeah, Rosen, really strong. Ornata is like a little bit behind, but still very strong. Brownbeard has moved down to A tier, and the reason is he starts to fall off a little bit in the late game. He's still very strong though, like he's still an A tier, like he's strong. He's a CC, a crowd control user, and he also has some crowd control protection, so if crowd control becomes more dominant, Brownbeard will have like natural protection. So yeah, Brownbeard is still very good. He's still an A tier. Now, Masilda was B tier before, right? If you watch my last tier list, she was B tier. Now, I do think she's A tier. And the reason is because of this update. She wasn't like buff or nerfed, but there was a change in this update that changed a lot of how a lot of heroes, well, I'm going to repeat. The change makes a lot of heroes stronger or weaker. And the change is... I don't have it in my hand right now. Well, anyway, so the change is, if we go in the patch notes, and you go on the bottom, the gameplay here. Characters will now switch targets if there is an enemy attacking them and if the enemy is closer than the character's existing target. What does it do? It solves a lot of problems that we had before. For example, the minions that Brownbeard was popping and that Matilda was also popping was kind of weak because like the time that it takes before the minion is summoned, generally the enemy's hero are already targeting your tank. So the minion you're summoning are not like tanking any damage unless like your tank are dead, and when your tank are dead, you're generally in shit. So that was really bad because like Matilda's skeleton is very tanky, but it's useless because it was not being targeted. But now the hero Matilda skeleton is targeting can now change the target and target Matilda skeleton. So now the Matilda skeleton is actually useful. Also, Brownbeard. If you go look at Brownbeard's ability, this one. A captain is loyal to his crew. Upon the death of an allied deckhand, Brownbeard gains a surge of motivation for revenge, regaining 200% AP HP. So basically, whenever his minion died, he was healing back up. But the thing is, Brownbeard is a tank hero is in the front. And the problem is, the enemy's hero was targeting Brownbeard, and when his minion was summoned, they wouldn't like change the target for the minion. They would stick on Brownbeard. So the minion was always going to die after Brownbeard, which is so useless. It is useless. But now it's useful. Now his minion is actually useful and tanking damage. So that's why Matilda is, I think she's in S tier right now. She's doing a lot of great work for me. She still need more testing to really see if she's worth the A tier, but she's still way stronger with the update. And Echo is B tier. She's a very strong damage dealer, but yeah, she's squishy. She easily died to assassin, and yeah, nothing crazy. Like she's fine. She's very good, but like there's better option. Paco's also B tier. He's a very strong tank, but like yeah, there's better option. Martillo is A tier, but is more of like A- tier, because the thing is Martillo will do so well in the early game. He's very strong in the early game, but in the late game he falls off because the thing is his attack are very slow, and a lot of the time his attack can miss because like while he's doing his active, the enemy's hero like die from the end of another one of your heroes, so it doesn't like gain back his energy and doesn't like get this buff, and so it's kind of really weird in the late game. Like, he doesn't do that much. Sometimes he does very well, like when everything lines up well, but a lot of the time he don't. Like, early game is very strong, but like that's why he's not like... He's A-, like I said. He's not... Those heroes are better than Martillo. Velina. Velina is B tier. We don't see a lot of Velina. We don't. But in the dungeon or the tower, Velina is so annoying. She can actually like stun all of your team in one shot with her ultimate. She can do a very good job. I do very like Velina. I want to build her. I do think she might be like part of the best team for Tunnel, because I do think the best team for Tunnel would be like Saito, damage dealer, and after like just support hero like Dimitra, Sappheiros, and Velina. I do think she's stronger than she looks. She's a lot of based on RNG, so she might be very disappointing for you, but she might be very strong also. It's hard to very like gauge her to know if she's strong or not, but I do like her, and I do think she's stronger than she looks. She's underrated. Sappheiros. I love Sappheiros. A tier. She hasn't moved since the last tier list because I just love her. There you go, Sappheiros. I just love her. The teams have buffed her a little bit, so now she needs less mana to use her ultimate. I don't have tested her enough for now because as you can see, I'm building her. She's my 6th hero. She's only level 223, but as soon as she's level 240, she will replace my Martillo in PvP. I don't know how she will do. And again, like Velina, she's very hard to know if she's good or not, because when you look at the stats, it's we see like the hero's damage, healing, etc. So we can see a little bit of Sapphire heals, but not of her like her buff, what her mana does. So we really need more testing to see if Sapphire is good or not. But I do think she merits her A tier position, and I do really like her. I do think she's going to do wonders in Tunnel. For multiple reasons. First of all, she heals, she buff, she gives mana, but also like whenever she get attacked by assassin, for example, she just like teleport away. If we check her last ability, this one, when hit for the first time, Sapphire retreats to another ally by casting ability 1, so her buff. And this trigger will now trigger 3 times, and me trigger an additional time, so 4 times. So like the problem in the tunnel for your support hero is if like sometimes there are a lot of assassin, and the assassin can really wreck her team. It can kill her Dimitra, etc. But Sapphire, she's a superhero that can run away from assassin, so that's really good. So I don't think she will do wonder in the tunnel because she has really good survivability. Also, now that I have her at 8 star, her ultimate has an extra 2 range. So like Rosen, the fact that now she gives mana to all allies within 5 star range, she basically gives mana to everyone in my team. And since the mana is over time, like it's like cults just do more active like faster, right? You just get turbo active. So while cult already do a lot of active, now you just do so much more active. Saito spam ultimate faster, so we can still more damage reduce. I do really like Sapphire, and I'm very excited to test her once she's level 240. Now, Tonrock. Tonrock is B tier. Like Tonrock is not crazy as an hero, but if you saw my beginner guides, it can really help push in the other waves. You don't need to level up Tonrock, you just need his ultimate, and after like you brought the enemy superhero or damage dealer, you got like Anako, because Anako, she's very weak. Like she's strong in damage, but she's weak. So if you can bring like the enemy's Anako and kill her, well, the rest of the round will be easy. So he's a very good hero to have and to use wisely, but like don't level him up, he's not that good. But what's interesting with Tonrock that needs more testing, he might be actually very strong in the tunnel. And the reason is, I learned lately in the Discord that this ability doesn't just like give him max HP in pure stats here. That's what I thought it would do, would just give him like more per stat. But no, what does this do is it gives him the HP at the beginning of the round, of the battle. So in the tunnel, every time the battle starts, every wave, he gains back 50% HP, max HP bonus. And that even goes up, I think. Yeah, max HP bonus is increased by an extra 30% when he's 6 star. So once he's level like in the late game, every time in the tunnel like the round start, he gets back, well, he gets a bonus of 80% max HP, but he also gains 80% max HP. So he just like heals back up. And that seems very strong in the tunnel. I cannot test him right now because I just don't have him level up. But if like some of you want to test him and use him and see if he can do very well in the tunnel, he might go up in the A tier just because of the tunnel. Because tunnel is a very important resources production. Elden, C tier. Elden is not bad. Like he's pretty good. He's a tank hero that also supports your team. He heals them, he buffs them. He's really cute. But like he's not the best tank in the game. There's better tank. All the other tank are like better, but he's also a support hero. He's strong. I mean, you can use him. You can't go wrong with using Elden. But there's just better option. But he's really not bad. It doesn't mean like he's in C tier that he's bad. Okay, now the assassin. I saw a lot of you like maybe thinking about building assassins since the update because both of them got buffed instead of when they're teleporting in the enemy's camp, instead of being like confused for a couple of seconds, they're now getting buffed for a couple of seconds. Here's where I place them. Shakiva is still B tier, but Akiro is C tier. Yes, Akiro is less good of an assassin than Shakiva, and the reason is, while they got buffed, the change that I talked before with that boost Masilda skeleton, where if we go in the patch note, this change right there, wait, no, this one, character will now switch target, blah 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 blah. This change make it so that both assassin now, when they target, they go like behind the enemy teams, then now they're targeted back. So the problem is, even though, for example, Anako is squishy to assassin, she will now be able to defend back, and she still does a lot of damage, so she still will be able to defend against the assassin. So while the assassin got buffed, they can now be dealt with, where before it was just like they attack the enemy's backline, and if you didn't prepare for it by like placing a hero behind, a tank behind or something, well, your support hero would just be decimated by the assassin. Now they have a chance to fight back, which make them less good. And I've done some testing with both Shakiva and Akiro, and Shakiva is still stronger than Akiro. Just for you to know the difference, I use the sandbox, and the sandbox right there let you test hero. Okay, it's a dev tool, so if you want to try, but yeah. As you can see, I was testing like some Sappheiros stuff and Layla and stuff like that, but I tested Akiro and Shakiva. Akiro in the sandbox. In the sandbox, you cannot choose right now the star of the hero, right? So if it's a rare, it's 1 star. If it's an epic, it's 3 star. If it's a legendary, it's 5 star. So legendaries have a big advantage in the sandbox, because, as you know, depending on which star your hero has, is going to have more or less stats bonus, right? So like a 1-star hero, like a 5-star will have 1.4, while an 8-star will have 1.72. So legendaries have an advantage because their base stat is just straight up better. And Shakiva, a 1-star in the sandbox, was doing better than a 5-star Akiro, which is huge, while being the same level, which is very huge, because Akiro has his base stat is way better than Shakiva, like way better. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing, but I do think the developer, the devs will balance them out. I know Wilson is a big fan of Akiro, so I do think they will balance them out in the couple next update, but right now they're less good than before, I think, in my opinion. Layla and Aldor, they each got their 4th ability. So they're better than before. They're not D tier, but they're fine. I didn't get the chance to really test them out fully. I didn't really get the chance. Well, I did test them a little bit, but not that much. So I don't know late game how they will do. Wait, where's Aldor? Wait, what happened? Oh, he's there. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how good they are, but I do think Aldor, while he's better, is still probably the weakest hero you can have, even weaker than Mo. Rip Dust Wilson. But Layla is very strong. I don't think, I don't know, we need more testing for Layla, but if you fought against her like in the dungeon or the tower, sometimes she can do a lot of damage. So we'll have to test her more. So I don't think, those two I don't think where they should be. Well, no, Aldor maybe like D tier. Aldor is probably better in D tier. But yeah, that's where I would place them. So yeah, that's it for a tier list. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. If there are some heroes you have different experiences with them, maybe some heroes you think they should be higher in the tier list, or downer in the tier list, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, this is my own opinion. You might have different experience. So let me know in the comments if you have something else. So everyone who's watching right now, please go in the comment to see if some people talk about their experience. Maybe you're gonna have a better idea on what you should do, who you should build, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Click on the like button if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more content on Tiny Titans. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.